I'm a really messy artist. Like, I don't know if I would scare people away or not, but I'm a very messy artist. But I feel like I do, it is kind of like my me time. So if I am painting, I don't really like a lot of people around. I guess I'm a little bit shy when it comes to like me actually painting and doing my thing. I kind of just like get quiet. It's like the only time I'm quiet.
So if someone saw you, you'd be like,
I would just be like, hi, and then I just keep painting, I guess. Because I've done like live shows like that where I'm like painting and like people are coming around, but I feel like I can't fully like dive into my painting when that happens, because you're trying to like obviously talk to people, and then for me it's really hard to like talk and like, okay, I'm like trying to do this, like where did I leave off in my painting? Like I get too like, I don't know, I can't balance that. The style that I do is definitely very colorful, and I kind of focus on like really bright, vibrant art just because I feel like there's so much dark and negativity out already, and it's kind of, for me as well, like it's kind of like my therapy, and like for me to kind of figure out my own emotions, I guess, because it brings me happiness when I paint it, and I know it brings other people happiness because they'll be walking by my booth and just like smile because they see my art, and it feels really good to know that I'm kind of spreading that with other people. And I guess my style, I guess contemporary, I guess you would say. It's not really like realistic, but it's not abstract. Like it's kind of like somewhere in the middle, I guess. But like I don't even use the color black at all. Like I use like just really vibrant colors. So yeah, I normally just do acrylic paint. I do have like other mediums that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try this one day, but I've just gotten so comfortable with acrylic paint because that's what I'm just so used to using, and I can like paint really quick with acrylics because I've done it for so long. But I definitely want to kind of dabble into like different kind of mediums. I would do more oils, but I feel like my dog's hair would get stuck in the oils. But I definitely want to kind of expand and like try other things. Like I have paint markers, I'm kind of like playing around. And I guess that's like one thing they always say to artists, like don't forget to play, like it's okay. Like it doesn't need to be a perfect piece of art, just play. So that's what I'm trying to do more of. I like to know what I'm painting first. Like some people can just paint from their head, and I don't know how people do that. Like I need some kind of reference. But a lot of the paintings I do, they're like my own photography too. Like I did a Joshua Tree painting, and I took that photo when I was in Joshua Tree. So I try to use like my own references too when I paint. Or since I know Photoshop, I can kind of like Photoshop things together and all that. But I do like painting like scenery, like places that I've been to, or like from photos that I took, or I do like painting animals because I just love animals, and they're just so fun. Like you can't just not be mad like staring at like a cute cow or pig or something. So I just like I tend to be more drawn to either landscapes or like animals, or like my go-to, I guess. Sometimes I will just focus on that painting, but it's more so I'm jumping around like crazy. Like I was doing a fruit series, and I started that one like forever ago, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like finish this right away. And I was only gonna do like 12 fruits, and now I'm doing like 30 something fruits, which is crazy, but that's just how my mind goes. I just keep going with it. But sometimes I'll be painting like simultaneously. Like if I'm using like a certain color, I'll just use the same color for like each painting, so that way I'm not wasting paint or having to like rinse my brush off in between. I'm like, I'm not wasting any of this paint. So I'll be painting like 4 paintings at once, like especially with my fruit series, because I just want to get it done with. So try to be use my time as wisely as possible, I guess, when I'm painting. And I'm like old school too. Like I like printing out the picture and just like taping it to my easel, because otherwise I have to use my phone, and I just don't like having my phone by me. Because I do feel like painting too is like one of the last things that's not like electronic or anything. So I kind of like to not have anything else like electronic nearby, I guess. Well, other than like music, or if I'm listening to a podcast or something. But other than that, it's like I just do not want any distractions. Like I entered a piece in in the high art contest a few years ago, And I was just so excited about it, and I got it done in like 2 weeks, which is kind of impressive for me because it was like a big canvas. It was like pretty like big size canvas, and I finished it in like 2 weeks. And that wasn't like I was painting every day. It was like almost every day. But then some pieces, if I'm doing it for someone else, I'm like really bad about it. Like I started painting like a couple of years ago for a friend during the pandemic, and I actually just shipped it out today. So she's getting it before Christmas. She probably forgot about it. So yeah, so sometimes it takes me like two years. Sometimes it takes me 2 weeks. It just kind of depends. Like I just started a new one of my dog because my dog's been really sick lately. So I wanted to paint him, and I was just like super excited to paint him, and I started it like 2 days ago, and I'm almost done. So I guess it depends how excited I am about painting. So the paint sesh started about like 5 years ago. I was working for another company, and I kind of wanted to switch it up, do it a little bit differently, and then I just felt like I had enough experience, so I was like, oh, let me just start my own business. It'll be really easy. And it's not. It never is. And then Chris helped me, so it's been great because we help each other, and it's good having that support system. But I just did it for years, and I've gotten so good at it, so I was like, oh yeah, let's just go ahead and make our own business. But and then there wasn't any like really much competition in Riverside, so we're like, let's do it out here. And we started with like one venue because we go to different bars and restaurants to do our events at. And then we just kind of kept getting more and more venues. Like we're at the Riverside Food Lab and at a few places downtown. So it just kind of keeps growing. I guess it's funny because like the things I tell the people during this session are things that I need to tell myself. Like it's okay. Like it doesn't need to be perfect. Like it's your, like not everybody has the same style. Everybody's art is different. We're not copy machines. Just like all these things that I tell everyone during the classes, I'm like, I need to tell myself this because sometimes I like forget that. Like just like sometimes it's like the simple things, like don't stress about it, just have fun. I feel like once you start doing it like because it has to be perfect, I feel like you lose the fun of it. I heard when I first got to Riverside and hearing about the Artswalk, I think it was Chris, my boyfriend, was the one that kind of like pushed me into it because he was kind of like looking up all the different like art scene stuff out here. And I want to say it was like 5, 6 years ago when we moved out here. And we just knew we wanted to start kind of focusing more on art because like we were in Long Beach and I feel like there was a lot of distractions out there. So we came out here and we were just kind of just looking up like Riverside art, and then we saw the Riverside Artswalk, and Chris kind of got me into it, and I did it once and I like fell in love. And I started out with just like a 6-foot table, like just like didn't even really know what I was doing, to be honest. And then I just kept focusing on my craft, and now I have like a big booth, and it takes like 2 years to set up. It's totally worth it because if I'm not paying for me, I'm paying for the paint sesh, and if I'm not paying for the paint sesh, I'm paying for like a painting commission. So it's like a never-ending like trying to find that balance. Like I guess I just try to split my time evenly. Like normally we don't have any events on Mondays and Tuesdays, so I try to use those days for like Chelz art, or if I do have like a painting commission. So I'm trying to, I guess, keep those days to just, I guess they're my weekends. So Mondays and Tuesdays are like my weekends, so I try to use those for like if I do want to paint for myself. I guess it is technically work because what I do when I'm done with the painting, I like to like turn my paintings into like stickers or like other merchandise. So and I want to keep the rhythm going with that. So in order to keep doing that, I got to keep finishing art and just keep going. Definitely think my art is therapy to myself. It's kind of, in a way, it's kind of like meditation for me because sometimes I don't even like listen to music or anything while I paint. I just like do it without any noise, and I feel like it just calms my mind, and I just find it very calming. So I think having like the colors that I use, it all kind of comes together in a way. It's just my happy place, I guess. I guess my motivation to keep creating, it just brings me full circle. Like I feel complete when I am painting or doing any kind of art. Like I feel like I'm my best self when I'm doing art. It's just the only thing that I feel like I know I need to, like, this is what I need to be doing with my life. And it just feels good, and I like sharing it with other people, and it's good to have a good support system, because my boyfriend's also an artist, so we like kind of support each other. And we actually joke around how neither of us can be creative at the same time. Like there's not enough creative juice or energy in our apartment for the both of us, so we kind of keep going back and forth. Like I'll feel creative and then he'll feel creative, so we kind of go back and forth sometimes. But I don't know, he's always creating too, which motivates me to make me feel like I need to be like doing something creative. So it's just like a good balance. I feel like just having somebody that understands that, or if I like lock myself and I'm painting for hours at a time, like just leave me alone. Like just let me do my thing. So it's just, I don't know, it's who I am. Where is that? Rockin' monkey. Yeah, like rockin'.
Is there? I wouldn't have got it without.
Right, sometimes you just need that visual.